Can sleep apnea kill you? What happens to your body? Are you tired of counting sheep just to fall asleep? What if I told you that your restless nights could be more than just a nuisance? It might be more than just annoying. It could be a signal of something serious. If you or someone close to you has recently been diagnosed with sleep apnea, you're not alone. Many are left wondering about the seriousness of this condition and its potential impact on health. So why all the fuss about treating sleep apnea? Can it really be a matter of life and death? Let's dive in. Sleep apnea isn't just about loud snoring or struggling to catch your breath at night. It's a condition that can significantly affect your health and even contribute to sudden death if left untreated. But fear not, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Stick around as we unravel the signs, symptoms, and consequences of untreated sleep apnea, empowering you with the knowledge to tackle this condition head on. And don't nod off just yet. We've got some valuable insights awaiting you at the end of this video. This video could be life-saving, so we'll answer the most asked question right away. Is sleep apnea dangerous? You bet it is. Let's break it down. When sleep apnea goes untreated, it's like inviting a whole bunch of health problems to crash the slumber party. And trust me, they're not the fun kind of guests. Here's the deal. During sleep, folks with sleep apnea experience these little hiccups where their breathing gets temporarily cut off or slowed down, messing with the oxygen and carbon dioxide levels in their blood. Now, your body's pretty smart. It wakes you up so you can take a deep breath. But those constant interruptions, they're like a domino effect, leading to bigger issues down the line. We're talking diabetes, messed up blood vessels, strokes, heart problems, and even foggy thinking. It's like a recipe for disaster brewing while you're sleeping. The risk of untreated sleep apnea. When it comes to untreated sleep apnea, it's like playing Russian roulette with your health. Let's start with the two main types. Obstructive sleep apnea, where your airway decides to take a little nap itself, and central sleep apnea, where your brain forgets to send the memo to start breathing. Now here's the scary part. Untreated obstructive sleep apnea is like throwing fuel on the fire of health issues. First up, we've got high blood pressure. Picture this. Your body's oxygen levels are tanking at night, your hormones are going haywire, and your nervous system's on red alert, all because of those annoying breathing interruptions. No wonder high blood pressure decides to join the party. Next on the hit list, diabetes with insulin resistance. Think of it like your body's sugar processing system going on strike because it can't handle the nighttime chaos. Untreated sleep apnea basically opens the door for diabetes to stroll right in. And let's not forget about pulmonary hypertension, a fancy term for high blood pressure in the lungs. Those breathing disruptions can mess with your lung blood vessels, paving the way for this unwelcome guest. But wait, there's more. Stroke is also crashing this party. With untreated sleep apnea, you're basically rolling out the red carpet for stroke risk factors like high blood pressure and heart disease. It's like a perfect storm brewing in your brain. Now let's talk heart rhythms, or lack thereof. Low oxygen levels from sleep apnea can throw your heart's rhythm out of whack, setting the stage for sudden death. Yes, you heard that right. It's like your heart's own personal rave party gone wrong. And if you thought that was it, you're wrong. Untreated sleep apnea can also mess with your focus, decision-making skills, and memory. It's like trying to navigate through fog without a compass. Plus, it cranks up the dial on mood swings and leaves your memory feeling like a leaky bucket. So there you have it, folks. Untreated sleep apnea isn't just a snorer's nuisance. It's a ticking time bomb for your health. But fear not, we'll be diving into how to defuse this ticking time bomb in the next part of our video, so stick around. Can sleep apnea cause sudden death during sleep? It's a grim topic, but let's shine a light on it. Obstructive sleep apnea can indeed up the ante for sudden cardiac death, where the heart decides to throw in the towel without warning. Research tells us that this risk spikes for folks over 60, those grappling with severe apnea, or whose oxygen levels hit rock bottom during sleep. Now, while it's rare, there have been cases where a person's breathing just doesn't kick back into gear after a pause caused by sleep apnea. It's like your body forgets the memo to start breathing again, and tragically, it can lead to fatal consequences. But here's the kicker. Most of the time, sudden cardiac death isn't a solo act by sleep apnea. It's like a duet with other health issues like heart disease and high blood pressure, or a drumbeat of irregular heart rhythms. These shared risk factors can turn up the dial on the danger. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom. Recognizing the signs and symptoms of sleep apnea is like putting on your detective hat and solving the case before it gets out of hand. Getting evaluated by your doctor is key to catching this sneaky culprit red-handed. And guess what? Treatment can save the day like Batman. Whether it's CPAP machines, lifestyle changes, or other therapies, they're all geared toward boosting oxygen levels at night, dialing down the risk of chronic diseases, and slamming the brakes on those serious complications. So there you have it, folks. Sleep apnea might be a silent killer, but armed with knowledge and treatment, you can kick it to the curb and reclaim those peaceful nights. Now let's dive into the different types of sleep apnea, because as they say, knowledge is power. First up, we've got central sleep apnea, where your brain decides to take a vacation from sending those all-important breathing signals to your muscles. It's like your brain hits the snooze button on its job, leaving you gasping for air in the dead of night. Then we've got obstructive sleep apnea, the MVP of sleep disruptions. Picture this. Your airway decides to throw a curveball, narrowing down or flat out blocking your precious oxygen highway. It's like trying to breathe through a straw while doing a marathon. Not fun. Third up, we've got complex sleep apnea syndrome, the ultimate tag team of sleep troubles. It's like the brain and the airway decide to team up and make your nights a living nightmare. Now, if you're still with me, here's a little something to sweeten the deal and keep you glued till the end. Ever wonder if your bedtime habits could be making matters worse? Stick around. We're uncovering the top sleep saboteurs and how to outsmart them. The signs of sleep apnea. Moving on to the telltale signs that your sleep might be under attack by the sneaky villain known as sleep apnea. Keep your eyes peeled for these red flags. Picture this. Your bedmate's sleep serenade has turned into a symphony of gasps and snorts. Or maybe you're the unwitting star of this nighttime drama, waking up feeling like you've been wrestling an invisible monster. If you find yourself dozing off during the day like it's a full-time job, waking up feeling like you've been hit by a truck, or greeting the morning with a pounding headache, it might be time to sound the alarm. And let's not forget about those nighttime bathroom trips that feel more like a marathon than a stroll. Central sleep apnea likes to play coy, masquerading with similar symptoms as its obstructive sibling. But don't be fooled. While the usual suspects like daytime fatigue and mood swings might show up, central sleep apnea likes to keep you guessing, sometimes laying low on the daytime sleepiness front. So if you're nodding along to any of these signs, it's time to swoop in for a checkup. Now let's talk about when it's time for you to seek help from the sleep experts. If you're waking up feeling like you've been hit by a freight train or your daytime energy levels are more elusive than Bigfoot, it's time to ring up your doc and have a chat about sleep apnea. Trust me, tackling this beast early on can be a game changer in the battle against chronic diseases and other issues. So what's next? Do the sleep study. Whether you're cozying up in a specialized sleep center or rocking your PJs at home with portable gear, it's all about getting the lowdown on what's really going on while you're visiting dreamland. During the study, it's like having your own personal sleep detective keeping an eye on your brain signals, heart rate, and breathing patterns. If it turns out your breathing's playing hooky more often than not, don't sweat it. Your doc's got your back with a whole arsenal of treatments to get you back on the path to dreamland bliss. So don't delay, folks. Reach out, snooze better, and live happier. All right, so what are the treatment options? When it comes to kicking sleep apnea to the curb, there's no one-size-fits-all approach. It's all about finding what works best for you. Let's break it down, shall we? First up, we've got the power of behavioral changes. Shedding a few pounds and bidding farewell to booze might just do the trick for some folks. It's like giving sleep apnea a 1-2 punch. Then there's the discussion of sleep positions. Ever notice your symptoms acting up when you're playing starfish on your back? Time to cozy up on your side and give sleep apnea the cold shoulder. There's positive pressure airway therapy, the sleep superhero we all need. Picture this, a special mask swooping in to keep your airway open with a gentle blast of air. It's like having your very own sleep bodyguard, ensuring smooth breathing all night long. And let's not forget about oral appliances, the unsung heroes of the sleep world. These nifty gadgets work wonders by clearing the path for airflow so you can say goodbye to those pesky obstructions. But hey, If all else fails, there's always the option of upper airway surgery. It's like the last resort in the battle against sleep apnea. But hey, sometimes you have to pull out the big guns. So there you have it, folks. Whether it's lifestyle tweaks, high-tech gadgets, or a little nip and tuck, there's a whole arsenal of options to help you conquer sleep apnea and reclaim those peaceful nights. We hope you found this video helpful. Thanks for tuning in, and here are some additional topics you may be interested in on our channel. And remember to subscribe to stay up to date with our latest content.